Hi, my name's Farley Taylor. I'm the Group Manager of Community Connections here at the City of Burnside. Thanks for joining us for this episode of Our History. Today we're in the Burnside Library, which is actually celebrating its 60th birthday, and you'll be joined by some staff who have worked here for many years. Burnside Library opened on Saturday the 8th of April 1961. It was the 9th free lending library to open in South Australia. Managed by 3 staff members and had 7,800 books. 60 years later, in 2021, the library continues to flourish with the equivalent of 15 full-time staff, nearly 80,000 library items and 280,000 visits per year. This is Mary Lindsay. Mary Lindsay works here at the library. She's very well known for running Baby Chat and Story Time. Mary, can you tell us a little bit about your role here and how long you've been with Burnside Library?
As Farley says, I present Storytime and Baby Chat on a regular basis, on a weekly basis. And I also do the programming for Storytime. So I choose all the materials, books and songs and crafts, and that's a role that I love. And I have been here, next year it'll be 40 years. I started in April 1982.
1982. Can you tell us a little bit about how things have changed since the 80s?
Wow, well, probably the things that changed the most is technology. When I first started in 1982, we had the car catalogue. Computerisation obviously was starting. All our computers were very big, clunky and chunky, very big. Everything was big in the 80s. So mainly the technology has just been amazing. Any
memorable moments that cling to mind?
Yes, one is we had the Governor-General of Australia, the former Governor-General, Quinton Bryce, come to visit the library. And it just so happens we ordered a new Storytime chair and no one had sat on this Storytime chair. It had arrived the previous day. So the first person to actually sit and do a story to a group of children was the Governor-General of Australia. So we were all pretty excited about that event.
And any true favourites of children's books that you love?
Okay, you can't go past Spot. Maisie's always a favourite, and Harry McCleary, Lily Dodge.
Yeah. Fantastic. Mary, thank you so much for joining us. Okay, I'm here with Judy Brown. Judy, welcome. Can you tell us a little bit about your role here in the library and how long you've worked with us?
I've been in the library for 36 amazing years and I've enjoyed every moment of it. It's a wonderful place to work, and during that time I started out originally doing the artwork for the library, which was pre-online work. It was all done by hand, and then was lucky enough to gain a full-time position where I was working largely in customer service, but I've moved on since then to work in children's services for 25 years, doing school holiday programs and story times, and then to tech services, preparing items for the library. And now I'm working as the coordinator of customer experience, which involves overseeing a whole variety of tasks, including rostering and the home service team, the toy library, and a myriad of other things.
Fantastic. And I would imagine the building's changed a fair bit during that time.
The building is very different. Originally in 1985 when I started, it was the 2-storey cream brick building, very 1960s design and quite dated. And at that time the spaces were focused just on the collections because events and programming wasn't as big an issue or as big a priority in those days. But it since has become, and now the building is about 5 times the floor space, and we do have areas that cater for all of those programs.
And how has your work changed over the years?
Quite dramatically. I'd say the clientele or our customers the customer base has remained pretty much the same because we cater for all people from all walks of life in the community. But the way we deliver our services has changed, and largely due to changes in technology. So originally in the library, I think in the early days, we had 2 public computers, one for word processing and one for use of the internet, and that was it. The old library certainly wasn't set up for technology at all, but now we have so much more that we can offer the community in the way of technology and lots of services and programs that engage them. One thing that is just a huge service that we offer here is our book clubs. We have over 120 book clubs, largely who operate externally, but we have a number that operate in the library itself and meet there, and they will range from being non-fiction groups to fiction to English as a second language, Mandarin groups, a whole variety of things to cater for as many members of the public as we can.
Burnside Library is the jewel in Burnside Council's crown, made so by the support of the community, the council and the dedicated library staff. More than books, the library provides online resources, the toy library, home delivery service, children's programs, local history, tech assistance and events. We look forward to celebrating the next 60 years in the Burnside Library. Please come and visit us soon.